Hello and welcome to my look at the Maxpedition M-1 Waistpack. It's quite a well-known waistpack from Maxpedition, and this particular one is in the wanted colour of foliage green, or at least it's the colour that I want. It is, like all Maxpedition products, made from 1000 denier. It's Teflon treated, so it's strong and easy to keep clean. As usual, of course, very well built, double stitched, everything's reinforced, and the quality is really just first class. Alright, so let's have a look at it. Start at the back, where we've got 3 rows of 1-inch moly, 2 columns, so it can be attached to packs, whatever you might need, using 3-inch tack ties or similar. It's also got a belt loop built in. Now the belt loop on this is a fairly decent size, and you can just see there on the tape measure, it's probably around about 3.5 inches all up. It should certainly put a 3-inch belt through that without any difficulties. I haven't tried it, but I would suggest an army webbing belt would go through that. It's got 2 compartments. Now we'll dig in. Actually, before we get to the 2 compartments, we'll deal with the little zip compartment here on the flap. And I'll show you what I'm carrying this for a first aid kit. This is one that is attached to my day pack normally, so it's not a full-on multi-day first aid capability, but there's a little bit of gear in it. I've just got a pair of tweezers, and I've got some painkillers there. So that'll give you an idea of the size of that. It's basically 2 fingers down there, and we'll throw on the tape over just quickly to show you guys. It's probably just over 3 inches deep and around about 2.5 inches wide, but again, it can only be relatively thin objects can go in there, but it's quite handy for things like that. When we come into here, I've just hooked on some safety pins for use of bandages, just stuck those through the inner layer so they're nice and easy to get at and I can't lose them. And we get into this part of the pack here. Now this is secured by this bungee cord and a little toggle, so it stretches out, and there are 2 parts of it. We'll have a dig in the first part first. I've just got some gloves there, got a respirator mask, some disinfectant, pair of scissors, and we'll dig into that so you can have a look. That's the main compartment. There is a little divider here, and you can divide your contents up. I'm actually not using that at the moment, but certainly it's there if you need it. And then we've got another divider here, and in there I've got a survival blanket. So actually that little compartment on the front holds a fair bit of gear. Now Maxpedition say that front compartment all up is 4.5 inches high, 3 inches wide, and 1.5 inches depth. However, obviously the depth is going to be greater up the top than down the bottom, but it's a useful pouch. It's secured with Velcro, as you can see here, and also the clip lock, so it's not going anywhere. And you can, as mentioned, cinch it down using that bungee cord and a little toggle on there. Into the main compartment, as with all Maxpedition products, YKK zipper. We've got 2 zip pulls on there, both with paracord, so if you do have a problem if that breaks out in the field, it's easy to replace, which is good. Got a couple of crate bandages in here. Pull this out. These are assorted dressings and that type of thing. They are in behind that first divider, which we'll get to in a moment. Into the middle again, got some tape. We've got a triangular bandage. Got a reasonable size crate bandage there, which is very important for snake bite treatment in my part of the world. And that empties out that main part. I've got another divider, and in behind that, got some more dressings, including a burn dressing. And that's the main pouch, and as you can see, 1 big compartment with 2 dividers on either side, which come probably around about 2/3 of the way up from the bottom. And that's the main compartment. Now the size of that, again according to Maxpedition, 5.5 inches tall, 3.5 inches wide, 2 inches in depth. So it holds quite a decent amount of gear. It's not really intended for a first aid pouch. It's not really intended for any particular use, I guess. It's just one of those pouches that's incredibly versatile, and certainly for the amount of gear I've got and mounting on the outside of my pack, which I'll show at the end of this video, I'm very happy that it's working nicely for me. For those who want to carry a little more EDC gear, just wear it on their belt. You can cart a lot of gear in one of these and you won't have any sort of dramas. Available in the usual range of colours: black, khaki, foliage green as we see here. I think they do an ACU camouflage, which is probably a little bit extra, it usually is. But yeah, really great little pack. Holds a ridiculous amount of gear for its size, and it's a quality item. Okay, so there's the pouch mounted onto the Condor 2 backpack using the 3-inch tack ties, and that works out really well. Now just a quick tip for any of you guys who are thinking of doing this, with using the tack ties, one of the important things to get a nice firm fit so it doesn't move around and is as strong as possible is when you come back through at this point here, we come back under the webbing on the pack, and at this point you should then thread it back through the webbing on the pouch, back out and under the webbing on the pack, so it interlaces itself, and that gives it more strength. So a lot of people just go straight down behind all three rows, and whilst that works, it's not quite as tight and secure as doing it that way. So just a little tip. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye for now.